All right, everyone, welcome back into another NBA DFS video. Going to be touching on the top plays here, the top core plays for this Monday night slate. Now, there's a lot of injury news that we need to get into, so we'll kind of start with that. So I went ahead and sorted the OF index by DK value right now. We can see Bagley, we can see Muscala, Thybulle, Trey Murphy, Grant Williams. Okay, those guys are all popping up. Then we can also see FanDuel-wise, basically the exact same players are popping up. Now, the reason that is because we have a lot of players injured. Detroit is going to be without a lot of their starters. We got to see if Hayes is going to start. Looking at Boston, they're going to be without Jason Tatum. They're going to be without Al Horford. They're also going to be without Robert Williams. That's also going to open up a lot of value. So I think we should start with looking at Mike Muscala. To me, this is going to be kind of the standout play. If Mike Muscala, if we knew for sure that he was going to get 25 minutes, and that's the biggest question, we don't know that. Okay, this is something that you'll want to confirm with Jayhawk, I believe it's Jayhawk tonight, in the Discord chat before lock. Okay, just, hey, what are the minutes looking like for Muscala? Or you can just check yourself, just come here, scroll over. And I would say it's far from a lock and load, just given the fact that he does have a matchup with Cleveland as well. But looking at it, if we knew for sure that he was going to get 20 minutes, I think we would just be kind of, I don't want to say locking it in there, but we'd feel pretty good about it. Like when he was with the Thunder, he was a strong point per minute player. And so at 3.3, if we can get, 18 to 22 DK points or so while he gets 25 minutes, we would take that. And so for now, Mike Muscala is going to be a player that I think I'm going out of my way to play. Not the strongest play on the board, but a good enough play. Now, we did see Derek White was also someone that was popping up there on the OF index, especially more so as a great play on FanDuel. Now, the interesting thing here is he's coming in at 1% on DraftKings. I'm going to assume that's going to change. I'm going to assume that's going to be 20% by the end of the day. Looking at it, guys, Derek White, and this could be because the Malcolm Brogdon news. Malcolm Brogdon is expected to play, but if you look at the per 36 numbers, it actually has been Derek White that has been, benefiting the most with Jason Tatum out. Gets about a 7.8 bump in usage, which if you look at Jaylen Brown, it's only 5.7. And if you look at Malcolm Brogdon, 7.1. So, I mean, it's not a big difference, right? But this is very much a kind of Tatum's out play, but also a ownership play. 1% is very cheap. So if you look at his per 36 numbers, it's about 39 fantasy points per 36 with Tatum off the court. Okay. And the other question to that would be, all right, well, what minutes will he get? Looking like 33. So we do see this matchup with Cleveland is going to be less appealing as well. That is also why he's coming in low owned. So this is definitely one of those plays in which maybe not a cash play, but I think he makes a lot of sense in GPPs. And then looking at Detroit, okay, they are kind of struggling tonight. Okay, they only have one big if James Wiseman sits, and he's currently questionable, and it's the front end of a back-to-back. So yeah, if he's a little bit injured, he's probably going to sit. And so with that, that's going to mean that Bagley is going to get, I don't know. Let's see the minutes here. 30, he could get 40, honestly. I don't know who they're going to play at center if Wiseman were to sit. And Bagley has been someone we've been loading up on really since the injury started to occur with Detroit. He's been a strong point per minute player. We're going to continue to roll with that. I think he has 40 point upside once again tonight. It's just going to be tough to avoid him. Let's look at his ownership, 51 and 57%. It's chalk that I just feel like we have to eat. It's not sexy, but it's kind of just the route in which we are being forced to go on tonight's slate. Now with that, look at this, guys. Who would we want to play with that? I mean, not sexy, right? Probably hoping for 17 points here, even with 35 minutes that he could get. And once again, if Wiseman's out, we need to find someone to play. Not here. Maybe Eugene. I don't know. We've seen him actually get some minutes. We've seen him be productive in minutes in previous games. I don't really know. I would say the best thing we could do if Wiseman were to sit is just probably play one of these guys, in a GPP, because, well, let's say Bagley gets injured. One of these two or one of these three have to have a good game because I don't see them shifting low. I mean, they could go with Diallo. Diallo will get minutes, and he's not a bad GPP play as well, but given the price points of these three, one of those three should have a good game. I just kind of don't mind going with Eugene Amorie. And no one's going to be on those guys, even though we probably should be trying to make a way to make it work. Now, just looking at the best plays in the OF index tonight, we can see Jimmy Butler's kind of the first kind of standout play. Then Jaylen Brown, it really likes. Then Bam, it really likes going against Atlanta. I don't mind that. The next play would be Bagley at 5.5. And that really just tells you how good of a play he is because look at the other price points around him. We can see he's kind of standing out. Now, Jakob Poeltl, very strange price tag on him as well. He's been someone that's been playing extremely well lately. I know he's got a weird matchup going against Denver and only had 24 minutes in the previous game. Still was able to put up 21 DK points. It's tough. Upside wise, it's definitely there. Upside wise, we could easily see him going for 40 again at a cheap price tag. And this is the tough part about the second half of the season. New players on new teams. Coaches are trying to figure out rotations. Coaches are trying to figure out which players play well together and what they need to do to improve. So Jakob Poeltl, I wouldn't say he's a core play, but for now, for his price tag, if I'm trying to make a GPP lineup here, he makes a lot of sense. And so the question is, do we just have to go out of our way to play Dame tonight? Probably against Detroit. It is the back end of a back-to-back. I could see his minutes coming down. The last time we saw him on the back end of a back-to-back, had actually more minutes. So none of the games are projected to be blowouts too much just yet. And let me just check that. That might have changed with the Boston news. Yeah, not too bad. Still 7. So then looking at, I kind of think we can just go ahead and plug and play. And I do like some of these New Orleans players. So that's kind of what I mean. It's like we can kind of plug and play the New Orleans players. Maybe Herbert Jones or Trey Murphy. I don't mind either of those. Then we still have some salary left over. We could go with Herbert Jones. So, a decent lineup path today. And we are still waiting on some injury news, but it is one in which we have some sneaky good value, some pretty good like ownership leverage spots as well. But that's all for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give a like and subscribe. If you guys want to, check out the tools that you saw in this video. It's very easy to find the best plays. Very straightforward tool. Okay, that's going to be in the link in the description below, as well as the link to the Discord chat as well. Let's have a good slate. And as always, good luck.